everybody. Welcome to the Spark. I'm Dave. Hope you're doing great on today, and I hope that everything is moving in the right direction for you, that you are building that life that you want. Because remember, you are the architect of your life, which means this right here. You're going to design, build, and live the life that you want. And since you have that opportunity to do that, I encourage you to get after it. Well, we're going to jump right back in on today. We're going to keep talking about believe in yourself. One of the things that I believe that a person needs to do is to learn to believe in themselves. When you believe in yourself, it opens up so many other doors for you. So I want to encourage you that, if you're not there, take these lessons and start to believe in yourself. Now, we started talking about this a couple of weeks ago, but then on last week, we talked about keeping promises to yourself. This week, we're going to go into boundaries. So let me hit you with a truth that most people try to avoid, okay? Here's the truth. You don't believe in yourself if you don't protect yourself. I'm going to say it again. You don't believe in yourself if you don't protect yourself. What am I talking about? Simple. People, if you allow it, will drain you. People will, if you tolerate it, they will disrespect you. Saying yes when you really mean no, and you keep sacrificing your peace to keep other people comfortable, here's what's going on. You need boundaries. And boundaries prove something. When you have boundaries in your life, it proves something. It says this right here. I respect myself enough to protect myself. And so here's the truth of the matter. You have to protect your peace. You got to protect your time. You got to protect just everything around you that encompasses you. You have to know you, and you have to set boundaries up, or else people will violate those boundaries. Because I promise you that if you don't respect your time, other people won't respect your time. If you don't respect yourself enough to not allow disrespect in your life, people will go about and disrespect you. So let's get into this and let's understand this, because here's what I want to do. I want to give you I'll just drop it 2 points on you today. 2 key points. Number one is boundaries are self-respect in action. What? Boundaries are you respecting yourself, and you put this into action. Let me share with you what I mean by that. Boundaries are not rude. A lot of people will tell you, well, you're just being rude. No. I am protecting myself. I am protecting David. And so when you may look at it as being rude, when I say no to something, or when I say that doesn't fit me, or whatever the case may be, but that's not what I'm doing. What I'm doing, I am not being rude. I am protecting myself. Boundaries are not selfish, okay? Listen, people will tell you all the time that when you say no to something, they may accuse you of being selfish, okay? But you got to know that you know. I was having a conversation. I was talking about, I know me. I know what my objectives are. I know what my mission is. And therefore, because of that, I'm not going to be, driven or directed somewhere else. And if people cannot respect me enough to say, no, this is not for me, or no, I'm not going that direction, then they're going to have to deal with that. But I have to have boundaries in my life, and I have to be kind of like doggone it about it. Like, no, I'm not doing that. Because if you allow, people will lead you where they want you to go. And then when it doesn't work the way that they said it should work or whatever, then they're going to look at you and say, you didn't work hard enough. You didn't give enough, or whatever the case may be. That's why you have to set these boundaries up in your life, and believe in your boundaries enough to say, that's not for me. This is for me. That's not for me. This is what I'm doing. This is not what I'm doing. And when you do that, people may look at you as being selfish, as being ungiving. But what you're really doing, you are respecting yourself enough to set the boundary up and to say, listen, this is the direction that I've chose to go for my life. And because of that, this right here does not fit into it. And since this does not fit into it, I'm not going to try to make you feel comfortable by saying it's okay. I'm not going to try to make you feel like, oh, yes, by going your direction. So boundaries are not rude, and they're not selfish. And here's another thing. Boundaries are not mean. A lot of times people say, well, you're just being mean because you won't do things that I want you to do. You're not being mean. What you are being, you're protecting yourself. You're protecting your time. You're protecting your life. And that is exactly what you are supposed to do. I am not going to allow other people to direct my life. You know why? Because I'm the director of my life. Remember, you're the architect. And if you are the architect, nobody else comes on the site and takes the architect's plans and say, well, I don't like these plans, so I'm going to do something else with them. I'm going to change them. No, the architect is the one who designed the plans. So if any changes are going to be made to the plan, the architect is going to be involved to make the change. You are the architect of your life. So if any change is going to be made in your life, you are the one who is going to do it. Now, listen, I didn't say you couldn't listen to people. I listen to people all the time. People pitch me things all the time, but that don't mean I have to buy off on it. And that don't mean I have to say, hey, yeah, I'll give it a shot. It may not be for me. Very few things come my way that are for me. You know why? Because I know my mission in life. I know what I am supposed to be doing. And everything that I take on from somebody else that does not lead or does not run congruent to what I am doing is taking me away from my mission, my assignment in life. And yeah, people will be happy all day long if you allow them to take you where they want you to go. And then that what it'll end up being is you'll find yourself being unhappy. You'll find yourself being resentful. You'll find that you will be in a situation where you will look at your life and you'll be like, what in the world am I doing? And that is the things that lead to you not believing in yourself. So if you're going to believe in yourself, you are going to set those boundaries. Boundaries prove, number one, that I value my time. My time is valuable. Now, other people will take your time if you give it to them. But remember this, no one gets your time. No one gets it without your permission. You are the one that will have to set that boundary up in your life. I'll give you a perfect example. I had a friend. She said, hey, I want you to check this out. The question I asked, how much time is this going to involve? She told me the time that it was involved. Now, I'm counting on that being the fact, since she told me that is the amount of time that it's going to involve for me, because I value my time. So absolutely, she was correct. It took about that amount of time. But here's the thing about it. When my friend came back to me and said, hey, what do you think about this? I said, listen, I'm going to be honest with you. And the reason why I'm honest with her, one, I value myself, and two, I value her. And so I said, this is not for me at this time. Now, I didn't say it would never be for me, but right now, I know my focus. I know my mission. I know what I'm supposed to be doing. I value my time. So therefore, I am not going to allow someone else to introduce something to me. I try to make them feel good about it and buy off on it when I know my whole heart is not into it. Here's the next thing. I value my energy. Listen, when you have boundaries, because things can be draining. You start getting involved in things and they can be draining to you. And if you value your energy, you will set your boundaries up. I mean, here's another example. I do this all the time with people. People will say, hey, would you like to do this? No, I would not like to do that. Why? Because I'm an honest person. I'm a straight shooter. And I just say, no, I'm not going to do it. And people may ask, why? Because I don't want to. That's why I don't do it, because I don't want to do it. I want to do something else. I value my time. I value my energy. But here's something else I value. I value my identity. What do you mean? Well, boundaries prove that I value my identity because I know what I am supposed to be doing. So if I value that, then I can share with somebody and be open and honest with them. And if they value my time, if they value my energy, if they value my identity, they will understand when I say no. Now, my friend, when I shared that with her, that like, no, this is not for me. She says, thank you very much for taking a look. And we moved on and we're still friends. That's the way it's supposed to be. Because listen, just because you make an offer or someone makes an offer to you doesn't mean you have to accept the offer. And you got to be grown enough And the other person's got to be mature and grown enough to say, that's okay. I made the offer. They said no. Why? Because they have something else. And I value her because she did that, because she didn't try to pressure me into it. She didn't try to, go around corners. She just said, thank you very much for taking a look. And we moved on from it. So remember this right here. Boundaries are not rude. Boundaries are not selfish. Boundaries are not mean. Boundaries means this right here. I'm not going to let anything distract me or destroy me or detain me from my mission. I value my time. I value my energy, and I value my identity. Here's a perfect example of that. And a lot of people don't like to deal with this. You got this boss on your job that keeps calling. You've been off since 5. You work from 8 o'clock in the morning until 5 p.m. in the afternoon. And now your boss wants to call you after business hours and ask you more questions and require more of you and everything. You've got to learn to value yourself enough that you can say, I'll respond to that during business hours. Now, I will tell you this. I am an academic instructor, and I value my time. People send me emails and parents, this, that. I have a set time that is set by the people that employ me that I must respond. Well, here's the thing about it. I am not going to be responding at 9 o'clock at night when I'm giving you a full workday. Every time you enforce a boundary, you're going to send your brain a message. And the message that you're sending is that I am worth protecting. And what that's going to do, that's going to lead you to believe in yourself even more because you protect yourself. And when you believe you're worth protecting, you start to believe in yourself. So this is what we're going to do. Now, here's the next thing. If you have no boundaries, you are self-betraying yourself. What? Yes, listen to this closely. If you have no boundaries, if you won't set up boundaries on your time, on your energy, on your identity, on your life, you are self-betraying yourself. So listen, people pleasing, because that's what it is. You're attempting to please people. That is nothing more than fear in disguise. Well, what will they think about me? Who cares? What will they say about me? Who cares? My point is this right here. This is my life. I am not here to please other people. I don't know who you live. I live for an audience of one, and that is God Almighty. Now, as long as He is pleased, I think I'm going to be all right. Sure, there's other people in my life who I want to make happy, who I want to feel good about me and everything. But listen closely. Even with them, if it comes to violating boundaries, we ain't doing this, okay? So people pleasing is nothing more than you being fearful and disguising it like, oh, I want to be nice. Oh, I don't want to be mean. You have got to stop doing that. Tolerating disrespect trains you to accept and to expect less. And now this is huge. When you allow people to disrespect your time, when you allow people to disrespect your energy, when you allow people to disrespect who you are, what you are doing, you're not just training them, you're training yourself to say that I'm just not that valuable. And so I have to accept and expect less of people. What you're training other people to do, you're teaching them that they can do it again and again and again and again. So that's why you have to learn to set those boundaries up, not betray yourself. You got to start believing in yourself. And if you will set up where you have boundaries, that's called self-respect. And remember what I shared with you, that self-respect is going to lead to believing in yourself. So you're going to stop tolerating disrespect. The person who disrespects you and then calls and you answers the phone anyway. The person who sends you an email and blows you out the water and everything. Now, I am about peace in my life. So a lot of stuff don't even faze me, but I don't, listen to me, I don't answer to it, okay? I'm not going to answer back to somebody who disrespects me. No, I don't owe you an answer. The truth of the matter is I respect myself enough that I will set a boundary up. I call it like this: I'll love you from a distance. And that's exactly how I do it. You will not disrespect me because I don't tolerate disrespect from people in my life. Remember what I said: if you allow it once, they're going to do it again and again and again until you set that boundary up. Now, weak boundaries, here's another fact: weak boundaries create resentment and low confidence. What are you talking about? I said it earlier. You're going to start resenting the person that's disrespecting you. You're going to start resenting the person that's violating, your time. But the truth of the matter is, you allowed that to happen. And consequently, because you allowed that to happen, you kind of set yourself up for this. So what you have to understand with that is that no, you're not going to get that kind of time from me. You're not going to violate my time. You're not going to violate my energy. You're not going to violate my identity. I am not going to allow it to happen. Set your boundaries up. Don't make them weak. Make strong boundaries and let people know where you stand. Here's the thing about it. Good quality people will learn to respect your boundaries and appreciate them. You know why they do that? You know why they do it? Let me tell you why they do it. Because they got their own boundaries. That's why they have their very own boundaries. And people who have boundaries have learned to respect other people who have boundaries. It's those people who don't have any boundaries in their own life the majority of the time that will be trying to disrespect your boundaries. You have to help them, and this is how you help them: by having your boundaries, standing your ground, and not giving in. Boy, I hope this has helped you. I feel real good about sharing this with you because it's just that time. It's the time that, one, we let people know, you're not going to disrespect my time. You're not going to disrespect my energy, and you're definitely not going to disrespect my identity. I have boundaries. These are my boundaries. See, I'm a person about truth. If you tell me you're going to do something, then do it. If not, you have just disrespected a boundary because my expectation is that you were going to do what you said you were going to do. Well, that's enough of this. Boy, I'm getting all wrapped up in it. Listen, what I want to really wrap up and do, I want to give you a call to action. Okay. And I want to challenge you this week. I want to give you that call to action. I want you to say no to a thing that you would normally tolerate this week. Just one thing. Just say no. Because what I'm doing, I'm building you up gradually. Remember, I said we have to learn to develop to where we can do certain things instead of trying to take things on. So just one thing that you would normally tolerate, I want you to say no. Here's the next thing I want you to do. I want you to walk away from one distraction this week. It could be anything that distracts you from being who you are. You learn to walk away from it. And then finally, I want you to speak up once when you would normally stay silent. I want you to do that. So remember what I said. You're going to say no to one thing that you would normally tolerate. You're going to say no to it. The next thing that you're going to do, you're going to walk away from one distraction, and you're going to speak up once when you would normally be silent. Because here's the truth. Boundaries just don't protect your peace. What they do, they build your self-respect. And remember what I shared with you before? Your self-respect, when you are building that, it causes you to believe in yourself. Well, I hope this has helped you on today. I'm going to wrap it up right there because I got more great things coming for you. Listen, share this with somebody. Please share this with somebody because we need to get this out. And if this has helped you, would you do me a favor and share it and give me some thumbs and hearts up? And some thumbs up and some hearts. Thank you so much for all that you do. Remember this right here. Remember this. You are the architect of your life. I'm Coach David. I believe in you. I'll see you on the next time. You have a great one. Bye.